fully automated rabbit, Batman. What is an automated rabbit? That's insane. That doesn't make any sense. Welcome to Making Content with Hunter. This is how crazy it gets. Very quickly. I just click over to the other side. Tyler, can you automate my feeding schedule? Teach the rabbits to feed me. So there's a new AI device that's called a rabbit, and it's hopping onto the scene, and it's taking the internet by storm. Tell me about it, Tyler. What is happening?
I know you're probably sick of me talking about it.
No, but we don't have it yet, right? So you Tyler was like, this thing looks cool. And then he was like, let me do some investigate. Okay, I ordered 4 of them. You know who you ordered it for? You, your wife, your 4-year-old, and your 2-year-old. The kids are not all right, Tyler. What do you do?
They're not. My kids already talk to AI way too much. They know how to talk to Google already. So I'm like, if this thing works as easily as they advertise it's going to, though, I'm hoping that they can actually use this as like some sort of a teaching assistant. Because when we're outside, anytime we see something interesting, they're like, Dad, ask Google. Mom, ask Google. And they don't mean like type out, ask Google. They mean Google lens the thing and see what it is, you know? So like, what's this bug?
Right. So like we're used to like, we have a phone, we can Google it, or like we Google Lens and it's like kind of multimodal. We have Siri when I ask it questions and it kind of is like, I don't understand. Here's some stuff that you didn't ask about. I'm like, no, Siri, that's not what or, you know, all of that's madness that we're kind of just like used to, disappointed by regularly. So this rabbit thing, it's got this cool like Nintendo's retro kind of vibe, orange thing. It's got a little cute little rabbit emoji bouncing on it. And it's got a lens so it can see the world. It's 360. It can like flip around. You can talk to it. It can be on 5G. And you could also like teach it stuff to do stuff for you. Like, what is that?
That's the instant reason that I hit the buy button on this. Well, first off, like I was hesitant because of
the buy button 4 times. 4 times.
4 times, yes.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I have a regret that I did not buy more, honestly. Because these folks have already sold through like 5 rounds of...
I know, Tyler, Daddy, where's mine? Your kids got one. How come I don't get one?
I mean, I'm not rich yet, but they were pretty, like $199. I'm like, you got me, dude. I should have spent $1,000, and Uncle Hunter should have got one too. I'm sorry. So, yeah.
Thanks, Dad. I'll get one next time. You know I'm taking Bose. He's 2, everyone. I'm taking Bose. I'm going to be the Grinch. I'm going to go and steal his presents.
Oh my God. Yeah, the teachable thing is what had me hit the buy button. Well, first off, I looked these guys up and I'm like, who are they? Never heard of them. They just popped up on the scene. Well, caveat, I did hear about them. I just heard whispers of them from one of our buddies in the AI community.
And their little rabbit holes, their little nests hiding in the woods, in the forest. Yeah.
He slacked me and told me about this thing. I was like, have you heard about this? What's your thoughts on it? I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. So I went and looked it up. And it was about a week before they did this drop at CES. Right. And I still didn't know much about the company. And then I found out that they're like Y Combinator, born and bred, Kaggle community, which if you don't know, if you're not super nerdy, that's a data scientist community. So these people are like tip top of this industry.
Right.
I mean, the company that made the engineering on the actual product, 'cause it looks like a Nintendo Switch. This is like the vibes that it's giving me. Is their company.
Totally. It is serving Nintendo.
Yeah, it's team.
They're like, we see you, millennials. We got you. Come on, millennials. Come over here.
Yeah.
Made by millennials for millennials.
Yeah, their company name's Teenage Engineering. I'm like, that's dope. Bye. You know.
I know, it's so sweet. It makes you think they're like in a garage and like, oh, there's Steve Jobs in the garage, and they're in a giant loft somewhere making stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, it's So like here, I'll roll the clip. Let me share my screen, and let's see what.
Okay, Eddie, roll the clip. Let's go to the live clip here. Actually, it's a pre-recorded clip from the Rabbit. What was it called?
R1.
Okay, so here's a little clip from the Rabbit R1. Let's see what it can do, folks. You know I love puppies, and you know I love Midjourney. Is he gonna make Francis?
Let's wait for a minute.
More cuteness.
More cuteness! So what it's doing right now, it's like recording the steps. Like it's watching what he's doing.
Watching his screen and listening to what he's saying about it, like audibly listening.
Oh, it's listening to him too.
And I think it's recording his keystrokes. All of the above.
Right, because he's on the computer in teach mode, so it's like listening to him, it's recording his keystrokes, and it's watching the screen.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
So let's go back to our web portal. Here we go.
Look at that cute little bunny.
Certainly.
This is bananas though, because like Midjourney has no API, which anyone who uses knows. Like, you have to be in Discord or their new web app that they launched to use.
Look at that! It did it! It made the bunnies! It made 4 bunnies! He just said, make me bunnies, and it made bunnies!
That's teachable.
More cuteness!
All right, let me pause and stop the share real quick. All right.
Right, as much as I love him. But, okay, so yeah, like, so Midjourney has no API. So did they just make, like, the everything API with this rabbit?
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping.
Yes.
Because there's so much like, there's so much like right here that wasn't said. He taught it how to use Midjourney in the way that he does to make a puppy. But then when he went back and used it with R1, he asked it to make it a rabbit. So it's showing that it didn't just learn how to just make a puppy. It learned how he prompted Midjourney and used Midjourney's app in Discord to do that. So like,
and then also he was like, make the bunny in pixel style, which was different than what he did with a puppy. So he was able, at least in the demo, able to make like just prompted new style, and it didn't have to learn how to do that.
Exactly. So like my thought immediately went to, oh crap, like then I can train it like how I think about any kind of prompting for anything. So if I was trying to be like, here's my prompt library, here's the tools that I use to like ideate to get my prompt to go into Midjourney. And then, so like, go do that as step 1 before you go to step 2. Then you get some like bananas out. Maybe you have it like email it to someone or post it in a Slack or whatever, you know, it's essentially like you can train it anything that you do as a person and then chain that stuff together. So it's like Zapier or any of like the really, you have to be a developer to know how to connect a lot of these tools, and it's not easy to do. If it works that simple, that is huge. That's why I bought 4.
So it's like ChatGPT and Zapier that you can talk to in your pocket. That's like a dedicated device.
Yeah, that can run anything. It seems like, because their whole stick is that they want to get away from the app-based ecosystem. They want to go straight to like, it just works with everything that you want to do. The Rabbit operating system does everything. Right. Which is, you know, if they can even just live up to part of what they're saying they're doing, that is like wildly awesome.
And then like later in the keynote, it was like, this is not to replace your phone. This is not a phone. This is not to replace your phone. This is like the first step in moving us away as a culture from like the app-based operating system. This is like, that's why it's the R1, right? So it's definitely like a luxury device, because like, here's additional, like, not just your phone in your pocket, but also the R1.
For sure, yeah. But it's definitely going in like the everyday carry. That's the thing I've seen from a lot of folks who be like, why do I need yet another device? Why did they just make it an app on my phone? I'm like, you obviously didn't watch the keynote to get the whole shtick here, but that's... Yeah, so it's one more thing I got to lug around for sure.
Totally. But as far as luxury devices go, like I think that's smart of them to have like a low point of entry as far as like $200. Like,
that's dirt cheap. Yeah.
It's for like what it's capable of. That is cheap for tech. Usually, like that's something like around that price you buy a knockoff on Amazon and it breaks.
They're really smart. Whoever is in their CMO or their marketing team is brilliant for a couple of different reasons. First, they made it like super accessible, and they know that it's affordable to make and distribute this tech now. So it's like, we're going to sell it for cheap. That gets adoption. The really like cold-blooded marketing move that they did, that is just like pro move, is in their demo. They showed Midjourney. Midjourney is a well-known unicorn startup company that has no API, and they just gave them the connection to be able to do that however you want to and connect it to whatever else you want to. So like they piggybacked on Midjourney essentially to like, and that's what sold me, because I'm like, holy crap, if it can do that, it can do so much more. potentially. We'll see.
Yeah, potentially. We'll see. And also, I love because he's got like such a dry delivery, but then he literally in the keynote to break it up, he rickrolls himself. It was like, I was like, never gonna give you up. And I was like, what is happening right now? But he's just like, oh, hello, Rick. It's good to see you. What are you doing here? It's like, I love that you're just like throwing it in.
Yeah. His vibe is like punk rock's dry sarcasm or something. It's like,
Yes. Yes. Here for that. Where you're like, was that a joke? Is that a joke?
Well, you got me. Because this thing even is like, it's just as easy as when you teach your friend to skateboard. And I was like, bro, skates? I was like,
yeah, I mean, honestly, it's probably a lot easier to teach anything, than teaching me how to skateboard. I was never very good at it.
yeah. So it's supposed to be here, I think, like, I don't know what he said, March, April, something. So the thing is, I'm like, do I keep all 4? Do I keep one and then sell the rest of them out on the black market and mark them way up? If it does what it
Do you give one to Uncle Hunter? Do we do a giveaway? Or are we gonna give one of them away?
We might do a giveaway. We talked about that. I might do that. We'll see.
What do you, Daddy?
What do you guys think? Like,
What do you want Daddy to do, everybody? What do you want Zoom Daddy to do?
yeah, I don't know. I could feel generous. We'll see.
Generous. That is one of the key words. All right, I think we made the rabbit video.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. I love it. Yeah. So I think let's like chop whatever that is.